off his arm in training camp. I don't think he knew.
Kane is in the building.
And we are live, and I forgot everything I was going to say in this intro of of episode 6 of The Decent Show with co-host, co-creator Reagan Horton, and I'm Ryan Money, bringing you the news on Mission Impossible, because we just watched Ghost Protocol and Rogue Nation in anticipation for Mission Impossible Fallout, even though it's already been out a couple days. But we're going to see it tomorrow, probably not together because our scheduling is fantastic. All right. Let's dive into it. I don't know, just, I guess, quick insight. In my opinion, the first 3 Mission Impossibles are kind of poop.
Fuego?
Yeah, kind of poop. Definitely poop, yeah.
I like the third one.
I know, actually, you're right. I do like the third one.
It probably hasn't aged well, I'd imagine. It's probably...
Yeah, probably not, just because they're using, like, flip phones and Motorola's and...
the same thing. I thought you said motor oil for a second. I was like, they were using that in 2006 or whatever.
So, 2006. But,
some good stuff in that movie. He, like, injects her with that adrenaline. He has to save her from that area. They're killing all those people. That missile hits, and he, like, goes flying into a car.
You remember a lot more about that movie than I do.
They interrogate Philip Seymour Hoffman by, like...
I do like Philip Seymour Hoffman in that movie, R.I.P.
He's a good villain, yeah.
Yeah, R.I.P.
They use that face scanning thing again.
Yeah, we're going to get to that. Well, it's kind of funny. Yeah, we are definitely going to get to that. Because, but I would say the third movie is the best out of the first 3. And out of all 6 of them, like, again, just forget the first 2. So out of, I guess, 3, 4, 5, haven't seen 6 yet. But out of 3, 4, 5, I'd say 3 is probably worse than the other 2. But I guess because the other 2 are more recent. But still, yeah.
I'm going to be honest with you. Like, I think 3 and 4 get a lot of praise. But, like, I don't think... Or, I'm sorry, 4 and 5 get a lot of praise. I don't think 3 is that much worse, to be honest with you.
Okay.
But, I don't know.
I'm going to rewatch it, but, you know.
Rewatch it, fall asleep during it?
Yeah. I did fall asleep through parts of Rogue Nation, not because it was a bad movie, but because I'm just working so hard on this show that I just don't have time to sleep. You know, my sleep is not decent, so...
Nah. You want to just go to the fourth one immediately? Just talk about the fourth one?
Yeah, we got to talk about the fourth one, yeah.
Oh yeah, I forgot. I got to tell you something later. It's gonna be great.
A
little bit of movie news.
You're gonna drop this bomb on me. You don't want to drop that first?
No. Because I feel like we're more relaxed when we're done with it, and we can talk about it for however long.
I'm not relaxed. I will be heated by the end of this episode.
All right, so we got the fourth one. Pretty good movie. Brings Jeremy Renner into it. Briefly brings that guy from Batman Begins into it. He dies immediately. The gangster guy. Yeah. The lead, nice.
I know my gangsters.
Pretty cool how he dies, and like I don't know, it's cool that he's killed immediately because you think he's like a main part of the movie. It actually opens up with the different agents fighting around and whatnot. Like the main girl's boyfriend dies like immediately, is shot and falls off that roof, but he gets that inflatable mattress thing, pretty sick.
Yes.
Yeah. He's like say, and then he just gets owned immediately. So then she's like on a revenge tale. I don't know. It kind of, I guess, like, they kind of follow the Bond formula of, like, changing the girl every time. But it doesn't look like they're going to do that for the 6th one. But it's like, where did the 5th girl go? Like, she's alive still. Or the 4th one, I'm sorry.
Yeah, the hot black chick.
Yeah, the Ghost Protocol. Where did she go?
I'd do her a favor. I don't know where she went because I liked her. Her boobs are a lot better than the girl that they've got to replace her. I don't know, she's just hotter. But I don't know.
Got anything to say that isn't about her looking good that you like about
No. I mean, she's a good actress, too. I mean, I guess. She's good.
You gonna watch the movie?
No.
Okay, all right, cool. Let's see, what else we got? Yeah, they get thrown into the water or whatever.
Oh, yeah, so wait, what did happen to her? She just kind of goes off into the night?
Yeah, it's just whatever.
Whatever. Part ways.
I mean, like the Mission Impossible movie, just sort of like they solve the crime or whatever, and then it's just over. Like they really don't go anywhere else with it.
Yeah, they kind of just like have a beer and they're like,
No, they don't. Or yeah, I guess they kind of do
that.
But it's not like Fast and Furious beer where it's like we're gonna have a great long barbecue. Talk about family and grasping voices and how we're all alive.
Yeah, why
despite
would Mission
everything.
Impossible not want to do that? That seems like the way
I don't know,
to end the
man.
movie, yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, Fast and Furious is going on 9 movies. Mission Impossible only has 6, so
they must be better.
we know who's better. Yeah.
I like the bit where they're climbing the building and he's.
Yeah, the gloves.
Yeah, and they keep failing and not failing. What did you think about that? You didn't like that? It was intense.
It's intense. It is.
And he had
intense.
to swing across, and like breaking the window didn't work. Of course, everything goes wrong, even though it's already intense as hell.
Yeah, and that makes it intense, and so I can't complain about it too much because if everything just worked smoothly, I guess it'd be even more boring. But at the same time, it's like the fact that everything is gonna go wrong when it can go wrong, but they're gonna make adjustments and they're gonna get it done. So I don't know. It's kind of a tough situation to be in, but I guess the things going wrong and you figuring it out is better than just everything going right all the time, because then where's the conflict, where's the drama? But you know what I mean, like literally he's down to one glove, like the sticky gloves that he's using to scale the tallest building in Saudi Arabia or whatever. He one of them goes out, so he just ditches it, and the other one's working, so he's going with one glove and looks like some Skechers.
Yeah.
And as soon as he gets to where he needs to be, he barely gets in the window, and then that glove goes out. Mm-hmm. Who charged these gloves? Where's the
You can't just recharge them. Do they spend all their battery power on the face? The face maker thing.
Yeah, we're gonna get to the face thing. When do you want to get to the face thing?
We'll talk about it in 5 because I feel like you have the most ammo. If you're gonna talk about it in the same way that I am.
Yeah, I guess we could save it for 5. Yeah.
What'd you think about the whole printing scanning thing through the chair? You know what I mean? They had to print the document out and get it out and then put it through the chair and then hand it to that person so they could get the diamonds and that whole situation.
Yeah, that's a good scene.
Very tense.
Did we jump too far into the movie?
I mean, I don't know. I'm jumping all around.
Yeah, I don't know because I didn't take notes on the 4th one, so I guess it doesn't matter. I think honestly, I do actually enjoy the 4th one, and just real quick off the top of my head, I think I like the 4th one more than the 5th one.
Or
at least bits and pieces.
We'll get to I don't know. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm not that crazy about any of them. To be honest with you, I'm not super crazy about them.
Oh no, I'm not either. I like the new Bonds and the Bournes. Well, the old Bournes. The old Bournes.
Okay.
Maybe even the first. Well, basically all of them except the most recent one.
Even Legacy. You like Legacy?
I like it.
Yeah.
I don't know if I like it better than some of the Mission Impossible, but I'm not a big fan of Tom Cruise either.
Yeah, you want to talk about his birdcage chest?
Yeah, that's in the 5th one too. That's more of the 5th one because we really see it. He really grew it out for the 5th one.
Your obsession with the way, I don't know, just the way he looks is insane. You're just
he's 5'5" with a massive rib cage. Literally, his rib cage is half his body. So yes, I'm a little obsessed. He's an action hero, and he's shorter than everybody on set.
Yeah.
There's probably 13-year-old interns getting water that are taller than him.
But they can't act. He can act.
Oh yeah, he can act.
Yeah, but what I guess the one scene we did skip in the 4th one is when he that car gets rolled over, obviously, and only Renner and Tom Cruise, Ethan Hunt are alive or whatever, and they're getting unloaded on by all the guns or whatever, and he throws the flare or whatnot and just uses that as a distraction to get out of there. That's a pretty cool scene too.
Yeah.
Another thing on the tenseness level. Then I liked how the main girl in the movie killed the girl that killed her boyfriend or whatever earlier in the movie. Just kicked her straight out that window. It was freaking awesome.
Good chick fighting
in
that movie.
No cuts, or not as many cuts.
Not as many cuts. That black girl really had it. But of course, the girl in the new movie had it too, but she didn't really fight any chicks, but I guess that's okay.
I mean, she fought someone, but you were asleep during that scene.
It wasn't a chick.
How do you know? How do you know it was a twist, dude?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we got climbing buildings and
then the Kremlin. I mean, your brother infamously calls this movie the Kremlin. Mission Impossible: The Kremlin.
Why does he call it that?
Because
is that the name of the building?
That's the name of the building that gets sunk in the hole or whatever. That Alec Baldwin's see, this is why we can't trust the MIF or IMF. This is the Kremlin, and then here's the Kremlin after they're there, and it's in the ground. So. And then that hallway scene in the Kremlin is pretty sick too, with the hologram wall, and they keep moving forward, and it's pretty tense too. That's why I like the 4th one better. I don't know. I feel like it had better action and better tension.
Yeah, Well, what better action would you say? Wasn't it?
The chicks fighting.
Just that one scene? That's all.
That's all I need. I mean, Tom Cruise did a lot of fighting in the prison in the opening scene as well.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
I don't know. Like, I know I was asleep through parts of this fifth movie, but like, it didn't seem like there was a ton of fighting.
Yeah, you're right. There's not a ton of fighting, honestly. I was thinking about that towards the end of the movie. I was like, we're almost done here.
Yeah.
And we haven't seen that much fighting since the beginning, really.
Not a lot of hand-to-hand combat, not a ton of shooting, mostly
car chases,
motorcycles, story, and
the story. Yeah, it was a lot about the story.
Yeah,
which was good.
You know, it was a good story, and like I said, the movie was good. I'm not gonna sit there and complain about it, but in terms of like, you know, what you're looking for out of this movie, like, I mean, I don't really believe any of it.
Yeah,
of course. So like, I might as well see some action and some.
And the only way you're gonna be entertained is if it's ridiculous, you know. So
and that's the thing; it's already ridiculous. So might as well throw in some ridiculous action because the plot itself is pretty deep, and if it's at all realistic, then the world is screwed.
And then I really like the bit in the fourth one where they're in a car garage or whatever, and it's like one of those high tech ones, and it's like a circle surrounded by just cars all around, and they're getting released, and they're trying to fight and get this guy and get the briefcase and like deactivate the missile or whatever. Yeah. Super awesome. Awesome.
You're like continuing to tell me why I like the fourth one more.
Dude, I don't know. To me, like the third and the fourth and the fifth one are all so close, and like they're like, to me, I think they're very minusculely like separated in terms of just how good they are. Like I feel like if I watched the third one right now, I'd probably have to give it like a decent, just because it hasn't aged well. But like, I don't know.
Because it came out in like 2006 though.
Yeah,
they took a long break between 3 and 4 because 4 came out in 2011.
I bet they were trying to like reboot it or something, and then he was like, "I'll do it."
To me, they probably were. To me, Tom Cruise took over because I don't know, the first 3 movies were made by whoever, and I feel like these last 3 have been made by like him and his studios.
Well, the fourth one's been made or was directed by the guy who does the Incredible movies, so that's why it's so solid. Yeah, Incredibles 1 and 2.
Nice. But what, they got a different director for 5 and 6?
Yeah, for 5 and 6, different director.
Because it's the same guy for 5 and 6, but it's not the guy who did 4.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I feel like 4 just didn't have. I feel like 3 and 5 had better bad guys. So with Philip Seymour Hoffman and the corrupt MI6 agent or whatever you want to call, or the Interpol agent, you know.
And wait, okay, so you liked Philip Seymour Hoffman, and then who was the other villain you liked?
I don't know his name, but the guy who's
in which movie?
In 5 in Rogue Nation.
You like that villain?
I liked him better than the fourth one. I feel like the fourth one was because it never really went anywhere.
Who was the fourth one?
The guy who blew up the Kremlin. Like, he's like an older guy, and he kills him with the car. Like, in the car, he falls off the car and dies. Yeah.
I don't know. I guess I do like Philip Seymour Hoffman. I guess because he's a big name actor. I don't really know the guy in the 5th movie, and the guy in the 4th movie I think I recognize, but yeah, he wasn't that great either. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I mean, the bad guy in the 5th movie, to me, he was just kind of like weird and intimidating, almost kind of like the Scarecrow in Batman, if you will.
Well,
like,
that's a good
he's
reference.
He's just kind of there, like he's not really gonna fight you, but he's like menacing.
Yeah, there's something about him. You're like, it's eerie, you know.
Yeah.
Any other thoughts on the 4th one? Anything you want to say about it before we rank it?
What about you? Anything you want to say about it? Because I think I'm good. I like I said, I mean,
we nailed the tension.
I'm hung up on the hot chick too.
Yes, I know.
I love her. Yeah.
There's more action than that, believe it or not, and I think it's actually pretty decent. In the fourth one, and there's more action in it than the 5th one for sure. At least it feels like it. And it feels like kind of a faster movie too. It feels way faster. I mean, I know it took us 3 tries to watch the 5th one because of DVD troubles, but I still think it felt faster just because, like, looking at that movie, I can think right now, having not seen it in like 3-4 days or something like that, having not seen it in a while, like, I can think about all these scenes that stand out, and like they're all so close to each other. Mm-hmm. It's the exact opposite of freaking Equalizer 2, where like I feel like there's no fat there, you know. It's just scene that's cool, that's cool, maybe a little bit of plot, scene that's cool, we just keep moving forward.
Like, I thought it was funnier too. I mean, not that these movies are particularly funny, but it, like, I don't know, they're little action one-liners that they try to slip in there.
Pretty decent.
Or better in the 4th one. Mm-hmm. I feel like there was little to none in the 5th.
So I'm gonna give it a mad decent.
Yeah, I gotta lock it in at Mad Decent, unfortunately, because I don't want to say it's decent, and I don't want to say it's Fuego, so we gotta go Mad Decent.
Of course. All right, let's get to the fifth one.
All right, here we go.
I know you got plenty of nitpicks about it.
Oh, dude, I was nitpicking the whole movie.
I don't know. I don't understand. Are you going here?
No, you go ahead. It just made less sense.
They pulled it together at the end, but even then, it didn't make that much sense. You know?
Yeah.
Because
there's a lot of holes to me.
Until we got to the end, I was like, Alec Baldwin is a completely incompetent moron. Like,
and he's the head of the CIA.
Yeah, and he let this guy work within his division to find Hunt and join him essentially, and then do whatever he wanted anyway. Like, that's the thing is, like, if he was a straight up and down CIA agent, or head of the CIA or whatever, he's a terrible CIA agent because he literally, like, he just, like, Hunt basically got to do whatever he wanted anyway. Like, he got his whole crew. He was able to solve, like, all these problems, get the bad guy, like, get everything he wanted to get done. But then in the end of the movie, he's, you know, he becomes a Secretary of Defense and whatnot. And, yeah, I mean, it was kind of a cool thing to be like, yeah, we set this up just so we could reestablish the IMF and all that and the other. But, like, to me, it's like, by now, do you not have enough evidence that these guys should probably be around, you know?
I mean, he made a valid point at the beginning of the movie, though, about some of the stuff they were doing, and they technically had no proof that the syndicate existed because it was underground operations and shady stuff that the MI6 is doing, and I don't know. And that, I was gonna say, like, when they bring it back together at the end, like, you know, Jeremy Renner's like, I can neither confirm nor deny, whatever. Like, they say at the beginning of the movie, and they bring it back at the end of the movie, and Alec Baldwin is now like the secretary. That's to me a good way that you reference something at the beginning of a movie.
Yeah, okay.
That's like we were complaining earlier about how they just have something stupid in the beginning and they throw it in the end, and you're supposed to be like, oh yeah, that was in the beginning.
You used an example of a toothbrush and how you're going to kill a guy with a toothbrush.
When
we were doing Skyscraper, you were like, yeah, no, it's not in the movie, but you were talking about bicycle maybe, I don't know.
Yeah.
You were talking about something, and I was just like, yeah, that's really that's not a good example.
It is a good example. It's a great. All my examples are rock solid.
You're right. I'm sorry for
solid as a motherfucking rock, but anyway, yeah, like that's how you reference something at the beginning of the movie. Like that's good. That was clever.
It was a little funny.
It was a little funny. That was like their one joke. Yeah, their one jokey joke.
Yeah, there really wasn't that many jokes, but it really didn't need it, honestly. I don't think it could have been good either.
Yeah, the other funniest part to me was Simon Pegg, or whatever his name is in the movie.
Mm-hmm.
What is his name in the movie?
Dude, I don't know. You got no idea.
I gotta start watching these movies.
Yeah, you gotta stop falling asleep during it.
Well, maybe they make a better movie.
Whoa, those are fighting words.
But he's like telling Ethan, he's like, hey, you know, I'm from London, and I'm your friend, and you're not gonna send me home. We're gonna do
Benji.
This. Benji. Yeah, there you go. And we're gonna do this mission together. And Tom's like, whoa, okay. Like, someone's a little feisty, and he's like, like, I don't know. That was the only like other funny part.
There was a little chuckle when the black guy with the deep voice and Jeremy Renner and the thing is like, why would you get the 4x4? And it's just like, dude, you let me pick the car. They're just like bickering, making like the stupid turn.
Yeah. Oh, jeez. Okay, let's get to these notes here. What do you got?
Cool beginning to the film. He gets on the plane, looks super intense.
I do. That's my other thing, though. Like, the part that they advertise the most
is that plane scene, and you think it's going to be a main, and it's just the beginning.
It's just the beginning,
and it's not really that long either.
And I don't even know what does he get from doing that.
He gets the crate of the missiles or whatever.
He just like stops a minor mission, right?
Yeah, he's just trying to stop the syndicate or whatever, and that's. That's when it all gets crashing to a halt because they're like, yeah, you gotta quit doing this. You're gonna cause some serious harm.
Yeah.
Pretty cool scene. He climbed inside the plane or whatnot.
And then he checks him and the missiles out of there.
Yeah, shocking scene where the record store girl is killed.
Yeah.
I did not see that coming. I was like, where is this even going? But immediately she died, and he's trapped.
Thank goodness, too, because stupid dialogue between her and Tom. So
yeah, a little bit. Who cares about records?
Exactly. And
why is there no store? Why is that alive anymore?
I don't know. And then, like, it's all a front. Like, I don't know. And then she's like, "It's really you. Are the stories true?" And he's just like, and he like winks, and they're supposed to
Look at this rib cage. You tell me if it's true.
Yeah, exactly. Like every rib is another tale. Like
all 30 of them.
She's probably like 6 inches taller than him. Like, and they had to like make them equal height just so he could be this infamous hero.
And then but it was cool. Then he got trapped in that room, and it was like your mission if you choose to accept it. And it's like it's the sin to get talking to him instead of a person giving him a mission that's a CIA or whatever.
Yeah.
Very cool. Play with the trope, I guess.
Yeah.
That was dope. Then they go to that warehouse where Bone Collector or whatnot is basically, he's beating the crap out of Tom Cruise, and Tom Cruise is like tied up to that pole, and you got the secret agent girl or whatnot is there to help him out, to help him escape. And good action there. They kick the crap out of those guys brutally. He hits that dude, like hits him against the ground and crashes his skull in.
And then he climbs up
he climbs up the pole ridiculously. Like, I'm like, dude, that cannot be possible.
Yeah. All right, do you want me to get into the ribs?
Yeah, get into the ribs.
Okay, so
because he's shirtless in the scene.
What?
He's shirtless in the scene, and we all see
this
it.
Little torture scene, and it's one of those things. Like, you can tell by looking at him. Yeah, he's working out. He's in good shape for these movies. But for some reason, the man has little to no chest and little to no abs, and it's just all ribs. Like, his mid torso is huge. It's like massive. Like, I'm pretty sure he gets an NFL Sunday ticket on that thing. Like, I don't know. It's disgusting. Like, I don't get it. Like, they're like, you know what, Tom? Just put a shirt on. This is ridiculous. Like,
no, it's in his contract. He has to. He's like, look, you don't see this rib cage.
He's like, I didn't work all summer for people to not see these ribs. I mean, seriously, like, there's got to be a barbecue store out there. Like, oh man, we got to get that. We got to get some big ass ribs, and
that's how they got their sponsor spots.
Yeah, call it the Tom Cruise special, and we'll get him to endorse it. Anyway, a lot of ribs. And then, him climbing that pole is ridiculous, but I guess it was like, maybe his ribs are magnetic and he was like using them to climb up the pole. It's something we don't know about. Okay.
That's all you want to do there.
I can only go so much before it just gets stale.
Okay. They had a cool opera scene, very Hitman-esque. It was like 3 snipers. He's using a flute to snipe people. Dope. Has a fight with that Russian guy from Rocky IV. He's back.
Yeah.
He fights that weird looking guy who's like super massive. No, dude, I'm making that up. That guy's like 70 years old, dude. There's no way.
There's no way.
But that's a good scene. The girl's there. He saves her. She's in the car with him, and then rolls out of it in a dress, going 60 miles an hour on one of the like not even a like pavement road, but
it's like brick and gravel.
Yeah, like cobblestone. And I'm like, you're perfectly fine. That doesn't make any damn sense. And then she goes back, and she's able to take that guy's gun from him, like, which was cool. But then he shoots his own guy just because he let her have a gun. Like, dude, why would you work for this dude?
I still don't get why that dude got shot.
And I was joking with you during the movie. I was like, I want her to just keep messing up and him just keep killing other dudes. It's like, look, I'm running out of guys. You got to get this right, lady.
Get this right. I'm going to keep killing innocent people that have nothing to do with you failing. Just because.
All right, you want to get to some of the nitpick things? Because most of what I have to say is about the ending plot of the movie, honestly.
Okay.
And where it succeeds and fails.
Okay. Well, most of my notes, I mean, they're it's scattered as always, but they had multiple roll credit moments. They said Rogue Nation, and then they said Rogue a few more times. But, I mean, it's one of those things, I know they're going to say Rogue because...
they are.
The agents are Rogue, but it's still, you're very aware that you're watching a movie called Rogue Nation. And then they're like going over the plans to like switch the file of this underwater computer, which is another one of my notes, this underwater storage system. And it's the only way that they can like get in there to get the flash drive that they need, because they need to like change the files so that Simon or Benji can like walk through there and act as if he's supposed to be there, because if
that took so long. Like, what? Do you ever realize like he had to go through like 6 doors that were like
fingerprint or whatever?
Yeah, but then they were like 20 feet away from each other. Like, really?
Yeah.
You need that many doors?
Yeah, what is that?
And it's by himself? And it's just a glass door?
No
like,
one's
what is the point of that?
Yeah, no one's... And it's one of those things, if he's not in the system, what is he doing to get by all 6 of those doors?
I guess they were able to hack that, but they weren't able to hack
past that.
That camera system.
Yeah. I don't know. So I thought that was... Yeah, like all those doors he's walking through, like we see Tom Cruise and the girl like breaking into the building, like getting ready to go for that swim into this underwater computer, and like we just see Benji just walking through doors, door after door, and he's like, ugh.
How'd you feel about the underwater swim?
I'm getting there, and I still didn't understand why this computer system that they had to switch the files is underwater, and then when they do the switch, like Benji's already walking. And whenever they're going over the plan in the previous scene, if the computer is advanced, if the cameras are advanced as they say they were, he should have been dead immediately. And I know at one point it shows it loading, but that was after Tom put the disc thing in. Like, before he put that disc thing in, Benji was already walking. He should be dead. Like, he was worried about. He should have been dead. Not that I want him to, but in terms of realisticness. And then the fact that, like, Benji told Ethan, told Tom Cruise, whatever you want to call him, he told him the file number that he needed to switch. He specifically had to switch number 108. Yeah. He told him that when they're already in the middle of the mission. Why are they not... And he's like, this is an important detail, Tom. Why is that not going down during the planning? I hate when they do this in a lot of movies.
To make it intense at the last moment or whatever.
It's not even intense, though. Because nothing really changed. He just is like, hey, Tom, I know we're in the middle of the mission, but don't forget. Or he didn't even say don't forget. He's like, just so you know, you need to switch 108. You can't just switch any of them willy-nilly. There's like couple hundred of these things. You need 108.
This man's holding his breath for over 2 minutes. You can't tell him that when he has less on his mind than, being underwater in a current, switching them around.
Exactly. I don't know. That didn't make much sense to me. I still don't understand this underwater computer thing. And then, I already covered Tom's big ribs. Simon should have been dead. Am I going to... Should I go ahead and just cover these, or should I, like...
No, do not yourself. Whatever you're feeling.
Big words. They had through in a lot. At one point, they just throw in so much... agent BS dialogue.
It wasn't technological this time, though. It was just it was mostly just agency mumbo jumbo. It was like it was bureaucracy instead of
and
scientific bullcrap.
Yeah, I guess. And during
a different flavor of stupid.
And it was only for one scene, but like during like the lie detector scene, whenever Simon's like, I've been sifting through micro data exorcism. Blah, blah, blah. Like,
Are you from London?
Yeah, it's like, okay, we get it. You're from London. And
what do you think about that sponsor spot of Halo and him playing whatever?
Dude, love it. I mean,
it was a weird thing. Like, why would Microsoft pay to because they had to pay to have that in there. Why would you pay to have that in there for 5 seconds or whatever?
Because that's how product placement works. You do it any longer than that, it's like too obvious.
But dude, like, it was obvious. Like, why would I guess what I should be saying is, why did they choose to put it in there like that? That was terrible.
Why?
Because he was just sitting there playing video games. Really, like he's playing Halo, and then he puts the controller, and the disc case is placed up perfectly at like a catty corner angle.
Again,
when does that ever happen? Ever?
Product placement. I mean, watch the Transformers movie.
I will not.
Exactly.
Dude, there's a movie that could be a contestant for the longer episode than the movie. But see, I don't know how many expectations I have for it. But it could. I have
0.
I have medium. I mean, it could be decent.
I had medium expectations, but then they just kept making them.
What's your least favorite one?
I stopped at number 2. So.
Oh, you haven't watched since 2?
I haven't watched 3, 4, 5.
Jeez, you're missing nothing.
Yeah, I know, exactly. I remember, I think it was like Jumanji or something. Like, they made it like blatantly obvious that everybody had like a Sony phone. Mm-hmm. Like, how many people do you know that have Sony phones? Like, I know they're selling them.
Why? Give up.
Yeah, but like literally every kid in high school has a Sony phone. No. Like, I don't know. So it's kind of like that. Like, they got the 3 big Dell computers, and he's playing Microsoft. Like, he's playing Halo, which. Mm-hmm. Yeah, to me, does not seem like the ideal game to play while you're at work. Like, I feel like you'd be playing
in the middle of the open.
Yeah,
like, literally in the exact middle.
And what is he playing? I mean, is he playing campaign? Is he playing... I don't know.
And he just puts it away immediately.
Yeah.
He plays it for like 5 seconds, and he just puts it... I don't know. Whatever.
Yeah, anyway, good product placement. And then we kind of, I said last minute mission details during the mission. Okay, and then let's go ahead and just knock out the facial mask thing, because I have it like towards the top of my notes.
I'm interested to hear what you have to say about it.
It's one of those things to where I don't know how realistic that technology is, but I'm just going to go ahead and assume it's not and say it's stupid. The fact that they can just have a briefcase or whatever.
No, see, this is what bothers me, is it's different in every movie.
It is.
Why do we keep having different versions of it, you know?
It's pretty similar in 4 and 5, though.
It's similar, but it's different. Because what he does is he opens a briefcase, and it's like edging the face together over here on the left, and then like...
Actually, it's really not that similar.
And then in the fifth one, it's like this cube thing that's just making it like out of liquid or whatever. And it's different in the third one too. It's different in the third one for sure. And they use it in every movie, and I'm like,
but that's the thing. That's the other problem I have with it. Is it's different in every movie, so that's stupid. The technology to me is stupid and probably not realistic. And like, I guess actually they did use it in the fifth one. I was about to say they didn't, but I'll still make this point. Like,
overused.
Yeah, and like it's one of those things, like they have to make a reference to it in every movie. Just drop it. We don't care.
No,
we don't need it. Like, we know you have it.
I don't know who has a lot of nostalgia for the Mission Impossible franchise, to be honest with you.
I was talking about it earlier with the friends at dinner, like the family. They're like, how many movies are they on now? Because I mentioned I was going to see the new one tomorrow. Yeah. And I was like, well, they're on 6. And surprisingly, the first 3 are worse than the new 3. And they're like, really? It's like,
100% accurate.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, what if 6 is Garbaggio? Dude, then we could talk about it for a long time.
We could talk about it. But I mean, the critics seem to like it. Everybody seems to like it.
I don't use Rotten Tomatoes as like the ultimate end all be all.
But if it's got reference it in every episode.
I do. But if it's got like 90% or 80% or something, I assume I'm gonna like it at least. You know, like I can't imagine. Really?
Oh, I never assume anything. The only thing
gender.
I do that. The only thing I'll assume is I'll more than likely be disappointed.
Okay.
That's what I assume.
Good.
Okay, but back to the facial mask thing. It's like, it's so dumb. Like, I don't know. I think the technology for it doesn't exist, and like they show it in every movie, and then like they don't even use it in the fourth one. So like, just don't have it.
Yeah.
And then the fifth one, it looked like they weren't going to use it because they're like, oh, we can't use it because the cameras can tell the way you walk that it's not good enough.
What if you got injured that day? Like, what if you got like sprained your ankle or something and you're like hobbling in there? Exactly.
That's a great point. So another flaw in the movie. And then Tom Cruise ends up using the facial mask at the end of the movie. And of course it works well. And honestly, I guess that's what they did.
Didn't see it coming.
Good misdirection. Yep. They're like, hey, we didn't use it in the fourth one. We can't use it in the fifth one. And they're like, psych, we used it.
We're using it. I bet you they're in the sixth one. It's probably in the sixth one.
Oh, it better be. Because then I'll complain that, hey, you had it for 5 movies. Where is it at? And then, like, the whole stuff with Jeremy Renner and Alec Baldwin and the black guy, Lucius, I guess, at the CIA. Like, that made no sense. Like, Alec Baldwin is up everyone's ass the whole movie about Ethan Hunt. And as soon as the black guy comes in the building, he doesn't hook him up to a lie detector? Really?
Well, it was revealed later that he was going to look for Ethan Hunt anyway.
Again, I don't know, man. It's one of those things to where...
I feel like bait and switch.
Yeah, a lot of weak explanation because, like, again, to me, Alec Baldwin is up that ass.
Yeah.
The whole first half of the movie. And then the second half of the movie, Jeremy Renner and Lucius are just basically doing whatever they want. And, like, they got to go look for Ethan, basically rogue.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know. I didn't... To me, a lot of that stuff was weak. We talked earlier during the movie about, like, again, more Stormtrooper aim and the fact that these bad guys can hit every part of a car except for the people driving it and the tires. Like,
I will say, though, that scene was pretty sick. When they're getting in the car, the Mercedes, and the motorcycles are chasing them, and he, like, hits the e-brake and then does a flip, like, kills those two and then hits the brakes again and kills that third guy. Super sick. And then that one, the last one, runs up to him real slow to kill him. And so he's, like, sitting there upside down watching it happen, and then the 4x4 comes in there out of nowhere and smacks the crap out of him.
And that's what I think is unrealistic, too, because, like, you know, like, Tom Cruise just wrecked. Him and Simon are upside down, and the bad guy is coming up all slow and menacing with his gun when he could have basically shot him from where he was at, but no, he's got to walk all the way up there. and during that walk, he gets run over by a 4x4 Land Rover or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
How do you not see or hear a Land Rover coming at you?
He didn't even kind of like turn and shoot or anything, or he just was hit and killed.
Just ran over. Like, I don't know. To me, that's a little unrealistic, but I mean, and you know Tom Cruise is not going to die or get hurt. Like, somebody's going to save him. So I think I had a total of 3 or 4 roll credit scenes because I wrote it again. I put another roll credits. Oh, I guess whenever the MI6 guy was talking, like he says something about being a rogue agent. And the MI6 guy is a total dick to his own agent that he's made go rogue for like the biggest corrupt bad guy there is, who was former MI6. And like he was a total jerk to her the whole time, and like is doing nothing to help her, and continues to screw her over, but expects her to keep helping for her country.
Because she has to. He has the leverage on her.
Yeah.
Because he'll just be like, you didn't exist. You were always a piece of crap.
Exactly. It's just stupid, though. I don't know.
It is stupid. It is like, why would you do that to someone? Like, you're a government agency, and like you're trying to make your country better, and it's like, why would you do that? And like his motivations didn't make any sense to me in the sense that you created this thing, that's kind of messed up. You created this problem to take out all of Britain's problems, basically, and then like it sort of got out of its cage. And then you don't tell anyone about it, or you don't want to fix it, really. Like, it seems like you're just trying to ignore it, and then you're trying to get this girl to basically...
cover it up. Yeah.
He's trying to cover it up and get this girl to basically...
Take the fall
and take him out for him, basically. Like, he just seems like kind of a lazy idiot, to be honest with you. Like, he just... Why would you... Yeah, that's a massive problem. That's a huge problem that you created. Yeah, exactly. That'd be like in Star Wars, like, if Darth Vader created the Rebels and then was just like, all right, let's just let them, do whatever they want. Who cares? Like here's the plans to the Death Star. No one cares. Like,
here's all the money. Here's all the funding you need. Here's the fuel.
Oh, dude, they need the fuel.
You gotta fuel the rebellion. Okay, and the last thing, this is to me, like, I know, especially in today's society, like, generally...
Oh, man.
What?
Nothing, I was not expecting those words to come out of your mouth.
In today's society?
Yes.
Why?
I don't know, it's random.
But, like, generally speaking, like, people don't give a shit about other people. They just mind their own business for the most part, kind of thing. Yeah. But still, like the MI6 dude and Ursula or whatever her name is, the agent that's like a triple agent basically. Yeah. They're having a super serious conversation, and they're having it in a freaking bench with thousands of people walking by them.
About the bomb going off at the end of the movie. And you think no one would hear, like, or see the bomb and be like, whoa.
The bomb, what?
She was the bomb? I'm talking about the end of the movie where...
No, not the end of the movie. I'm talking about the same conversation where he's, like, being a dick to her and she has, like, the flash drive and he deletes the files.
Oh, yeah.
That conversation, that whole conversation is super serious, and they're having it on a bench in front of everybody.
I guess I assume no one cares.
Again, that's what I'm saying, but still.
Why would you have it? Well, I guess you gotta have it in a public... they probably wouldn't have it in a public place so it was safer, because they're not gonna, like, bring a missile launcher to the coffee shop or whatever.
I don't know. To me, like, it's one of those things, I get that point of it, but it's like it's safe, but it's not safe. Like, yeah, you're blending into the public, but at the same time, you don't know who's listening. Mm-hmm. Like,
to me, that one I was like, whatever. Like, I feel like
they do that in a lot of movies. That's the problem I have.
They do it in a lot of movies, but I feel like that's the way it would be if we had to actually have a conversation about something. Like,
it's always behind closed doors and on secure phone lines.
Yeah, but that's not interesting to watch. So you gotta have it in person.
A bench scene is better.
You gotta have it in person where they're reacting off each other and it's intense and whatnot.
In a secure location.
Yeah, but I mean, I feel like the safety of it being around other people, because like you wouldn't just want to mow down like a whole bunch of people that are in your way, and like that's another thing is like all those people got in that black guy's way. Like he's a pretty fit dude, and he's like he looks to be kind of athletic, and he's a grown man, and you're like what kind of rude country is this where every person in the world, and like he clicked to him like 2-3 times, and he got like 3 steps closer, and I was like, this is kind of frustrating. If anything, like this is frustrating me.
I've navigated many crowded airports, and I've never like tried to get to a destination and just been swarmed by people to where I can't.
A continuous stream. He couldn't do a dang thing about it.
Forward. Yeah, he acts like it. Literally looked like it was out of a comedy. Like it looked like he was just like he's like trying to accomplish something, and like literally the stupidest stuff that could happen is going to prevent him. And sure enough, it's like a magic trick. enough people walk in front of him for her to disappear.
That was a poor excuse for her to disappear. She could have just ran away from him, and I would have believed it more.
Yeah, like literally as soon as he
thrown a chair down in his way.
Because how fast is she? She doesn't know magic. As soon as he got out of that crowd in like 5 seconds. So as soon as he gets out of that crowd, he should just be able to see her running wherever the hell she was running to. Like, how does he completely lose sight of her?
Yeah, I don't know. I will say I like the action sequences with the motorcycle. That was all sick when they were going down the highway and he was having to like catch up to him and take out people on the way there. I felt it was a little short, but it was also really cool. So
yeah, that was good.
That was cool. I liked her little scene where she took out the guy with the knife at the end, Bone Collector or whatever.
Yeah, see, that's where I dozed off.
She like snuck up on him and stabbed him, and they had like a knife fight. It was somewhat cool. It was a better version of the Equalizer 2 knife fight sequence, but it wasn't that great, to be honest with you. And I don't want to like praise another movie, but like to me, when you're watching Winter Soldier and they're fighting outside where that van is, and it's going back and forth, and he has that knife and he has the shield, and he's punching the shield, Captain America and Winter Soldier, and like
they're fighting.
He's punching the shield, and then he stabs the van, and he's trying to like take him out and punching him in the face or whatever, and it's like. It's not no cuts, but it's like a certain amount to where it's so clear as to what's going on, and it's in the middle of the day.
Yeah.
Whereas this one is like in a dark alley sort of, and it's kind of choppy. Again, it's way better than the Equalizer one because you get to see some of the stuff, and the way she finishes him is really sick. But it's still like it could have been better, you know. It could have been better, especially the way they teed it up. Is it's like this big like ending to the thing or whatever. And like moving on from that, I thought the ending with the bomb thing strapped to him, like that was cool, really tense again. And then like he was using himself as a shield because they knew he wouldn't take him out.
Yeah,
very smart on his part.
Yeah,
that was cool.
That was good.
Good plot right there. I like the twist. I didn't see the twist coming that they funded the agency through the country and the prime minister and everybody's onto them and knows about it. Very cool twist. Doesn't really make a ton of sense, but good twist. It added something to the plot that I was very questionable of before that because I was questioning the Alec Baldwin and I didn't really understand the villain's motivations. It just seemed like he was a bad dude or whatever. The villain in general, kind of cool.
Because all he ever told us was he's, instead of killing to fix the government's problems, he's killing for change. And it's like, well, what are you trying to change?
What's the difference,
And are you really changing anything aside from, people dying, important people dying, and one country having a civil war?
Yeah. And it doesn't make sense to me like what his goal is, you know. Those two things seem completely separate. What is just utter chaos? Is that what you're trying to cause?
That or he's trying to, I guess, kill important people so that those spots can be replaced by his people. Mm-hmm. But he doesn't say that, so we don't really know.
And like I thought he was a pretty good villain, but like there's something about his voice that I don't really like it, and it's not super intimidating, but it's also not.
It's creepy.
It is creepy. Like it's kind of cool to hear him talk, but like it's very eerie. But it's not. It also annoys me. It's one of those things where I kind of like this, but then I hear too much of it. And I'm like, this is annoying. Like I heard him in the trailer, and I had not seen this movie. I heard him in the trailer for Fallout, and I was like, dude, that's a cool voice. And then I realized it's the same dude in this movie.
He's in Fallout.
Yeah, he's like, of all your good intentions or whatever. You know, he's narrating the trailer.
Box?
Huh?
How does he get out of the box?
He's not out of it. There's still there's people around him. He's chained up or whatnot. But what do you think about the box? You know, the box.
Well, see, that unfortunately I was falling asleep, so I was kind of dozing in and out. But it looks like
they trapped him in a glass chamber at the very end.
I know. So, but basically everybody's taken care of, and so Tom Cruise is basically confronted by him, and he Scooby Doo's him into a box.
Yeah, basically. Yeah, he Scooby Doo's him. Yeah.
He's like, oh. He's basically, Shaggy. He's the bait, and he takes him back to the gang and slides down a hole, and all of a sudden there's a box. I don't know. It was nice that they captured him, and it was kind of cool how they took a minute to reveal what happened. Because you thought they were face to face, and then
good execution.
Yeah.
Not great.
Yeah, but they're you think they're face to face, and then he's starts shooting, and you're like, oh shit, he's trapped in a box, and they're like. They throw the box and they're like, all right, let's go. Move out, but
All right, you want to finally rank this thing? See what you got for it.
You didn't have anything else on the ending?
No. I mean, I already said I didn't really buy the whole bomb thing. Like, no one would hear the bomb going off. Like the dude is strapped with a bomb, and he is, like, they're talking about it pretty loudly, and like she's also holding a gun to Tom Cruise, and there's like all these people looking around. Like, I don't know about you, but whenever I'm eating, I'm not like just completely focused on the person across from me. Like,
yeah,
and like it's, I don't know. I feel like someone would have seen that, but I thought like the ending was great in the sense that the plot developed in a interesting way that we didn't see coming, and like made for a satisfying ending. I would say that the fifth one's strength is the plot, and I'd say the fourth one's strength is the action. Because I feel like the plot in the fourth one wasn't like amazing, but it was still good, and then it had like great action set pieces. Whereas this one had like less action, but the story was more interesting. But it also made for kind of a slower movie.
Yeah, and plus I guess the fourth one kind of like, I don't know. I thought the fourth one had a good plot, but I guess it was kind of simple in the fact that, you know, basically somebody wanted to nuke America, and they stop it. So I mean, it's kind of similar to Avengers, I guess, in terms of, you know, big missile. Well, we're gonna stop it at the last minute.
So what would you rank this one?
You got to put it in the Hudson. I would. That's a Sully reference, Tom Hanks. We're not going to make it back to LaGuardia. Let's see. I would give it... I don't know, because I like it less than the fourth one, so I guess I'd just give it, like...
Decent?
Yeah, but... You know what I mean? Not a hard... Like a hard decent. You know, like... Not like... Because I feel like sometimes decent to me means kind of anywhere between 5 and 6 out of 10.
Yeah.
And I'd give it like a 6.5 or 7.
Yeah, it was good. It was good.
Yeah, it was decent. Ooh, decent.
I'd give it a mad decent, but I don't. I'd give it a decent, but I feel like it's just because it doesn't. The franchise doesn't really do that much for me for whatever reason.
It doesn't, and but it's
like it just doesn't blow me away, or like I don't. I'm not gonna remember this movie, you know. Like, you know how you just remember parts of movies that you really like or
I'm
hate?
not gonna remember this one either. Yeah. And that's what I was gonna say. I mean, like, because a lot of these movies, I mean, they've been making movies like this forever, and that's fine. And I enjoy them. They can keep making them, but I just don't like Tom Cruise, and
because of the chest.
A lot of reasons, and the movie itself is like pretty good, and they have a nice cast of characters. Like, I mean, honestly, you get any action hero besides Tom Cruise in there, I might love these movies.
Do you feel like they're better than the Bond movies?
Well, that's what I was gonna say. I don't know about all the Bond movies because I haven't obviously seen all of them. And
I'm talking about
Daniel Craig.
Yeah,
I like the Daniel Craig movies. I like Daniel Craig James Bond movies, all 4 of them, better than any Mission Impossible.
Really? I thought you didn't like Spectre and Quantum of Solace.
Whatever.
Oh, really?
Like, I mean, those are probably my 2 least favorite of the 4, but I still like them better than Mission Impossible just because I like Daniel Craig and like the hot chicks in those movies a lot more than and even, I don't know, even the story, like, I don't know, like Daniel Craig's just a badass British dude. Like, Tom Cruise is just short and annoying.
He's a lot more badass like just the way he's
cooler.
He's suave, whereas like Ethan Hunt is like literally always running and like jumping and doing all this other stuff, you know.
And they always want to.
He's never smooth about it either. It's always an accident and things are going wrong. So I get where you're coming from.
And they always want to make him like suave. They'll not always, but like they'll have moments like that moment with the girl at the record store. Like they try to make him cool and suave, and I just like totally didn't like it.
I'm sorry now.
Yeah, I'm just like, eh. Like, oh, it's true. Oh, yeah, you're crazy, you know, I don't know. And he's like, yeah, baby.
All right, so we're going to get to the end here. We're wrapping it up.
So that's Mission Impossible. We got Fallout tomorrow.
I hope I didn't disappoint you with the reveal of this, but like...
Oh, God.
This
is the big news. This is the big news.
This is I don't want to say it's big news, but it's just something that I think is going to turn out to be hilarious, and we're going to rip on.
Okay, well, just quick recap. We gave Mission Impossible 4 Mad Decent. We gave Mission Impossible 5 Rogue Nation
Decent.
Basically decent, yeah. Decent on the Decent Show. Ding, ding, ding. And We're both seeing Fallout tomorrow, so anticipate another episode hopefully tomorrow evening on the review of Fallout, a movie that's gotten stellar reviews so far, especially for a Mission Impossible
action movie.
Yeah. Okay, so now big news that you wanted to tell me earlier, but you've saved until the show.
You know how we joked about like we don't ever want to talk about a picture on this show, okay?
Oh, great.
Yeah, but we are going to talk about a picture on this show.
We're going to talk about a picture, okay.
Because rules mean nothing. So this is a picture from Wonder Woman, 1984 or whatever.
Oh my god.
And it's got Pedro Pascals in it, the guy from Narcos, the guy from Kingsman 2, and the guy from Equalizer 2. Both sequels to movies where he's a good guy, and then he's the number 2 to whoever the main person is, and then he turns out to be the bad guy. And you can tell from this photo,
he's smug.
He looks very smug. He looks like he's hatching some sort of scheme.
Yep.
And I can tell you right now.
So they're already revealing in Wonder Woman. This is Wonder Woman 2, you say?
Yeah, Wonder Woman 1984.
Why is it 1984?
Because it's taking place in 1984.
I know, but so they're going back in time, or they're going forward in time? I guess because for some reason I thought Wonder Woman 2 eventually takes place in present day, but it doesn't.
No, it's just for whatever reason Justice League and Batman v Superman, she's in that, and it takes place now.
So BVS and what was the other movie?
Justice League.
So BVS and Justice League technically take place in present day, and she's just there.
Yeah. And
in Wonder Woman, her solo movie, that's like World War II, isn't it?
World War One.
World War One. Okay.
Yeah.
And so now we're going all the way to 1984.
Yes.
So what is that? Cold War, I guess.
The end of the Cold War? I doubt it'll have anything to do with the war. To be honest with you.
The Cold War.
I know. I don't think it's going to have anything to do with that. Okay. I think the Cold War is over by then. Honestly,
that's what I thought, but I don't know.
That might be like Afghanistan or something. But anyway, it'll have nothing to do with the war. Yeah. Wait, I'm thinking of the wrong thing. Did I say Afghanistan?
You said Afghanistan. I mean, it could be Persian Gulf, but I thought that was early 90s.
Whatever. I don't think it'll have anything to do with the war. I think it'll be complete because they've cast Kristen Wiig as the villain. I'm not kidding. As Cheetah or whatever.
I don't know who that. I don't know Wonder Woman enough.
Well,
so Cheetah is a villain of Wonder Woman.
Basically, she's just literally a cheetah.
And Kristen Wiig is playing it.
Yes.
That's interesting.
Very interesting.
And of course you have a smug
and
Pedro
Steve
Pascal.
Trevor is in it.
Who's that?
Steve Trevor, Chris
Pine.
Chris Pine, yeah. I always blank on his last name.
Even though he sacrificed himself in World War
He's in the movie. Yeah, they have a picture there.
It's probably just a flashback or something.
No, dude, they have a picture there. They released a picture, and it's of him in clothes, in the 80s clothes. Right there. How did
he live?
He's in a shopping mall or something. That's the thing. What in the world?
It's got to be some kind of clone or something, because even if he survived the plane crash of him sacrificing...
Of blowing up. The plane blowing up. A crash is too delicate.
Okay, I don't remember. I was just saying, we pretty much know that he dies. And even if he didn't die, he should be dead by 1984 because he's a human and he was already middle...
He shouldn't look like that, at least.
Yeah, exactly. He should be either...
60s?
No. World War
70s? I'm sorry, 70s?
World War One was.
No, wait. He should be 90. He should be 90.
That's what I'm saying. World War One was in 1914.
Yeah.
And this is 70 years later, and he was probably in his 20s or 30s when that movie was happening.
Yeah.
So yeah, he should be old as shit or dead.
But I'll bet you anything, dude. I'm gonna lose my mind when I see that movie because I know it's happening. I bet I don't know. Right now, what I'm thinking is He calls Wonder Woman because he's got this problem with Kristen Wiig's villain or whatever.
He's like, oh, you gotta help me.
And you gotta help me. It's here, I brought her to you or whatever. And then he's gonna be like, I've actually been funding her something and then been paying for it because we're gonna get rich on something. And he's gonna be dude. If he's the bad guy in this movie, I will lose my mind.
I will lose my mind. We should do a bet on it, but I don't want to bet against you because I think you're right. So I don't know. We should if we get followers and subscribers, we'll do something. But I don't know. I don't even know what to do. There should be a giveaway though. If Pedro Pascal is a bad guy in another sequel, we'll shave our heads. I don't know. You know what I mean?
We got plenty of time. The movie's not out for another year.
So we'll figure out something to do. And if he's a villain, we'll do something. And if he's not a villain, we'll do something else. Dude, and it'll be ridiculous.
Because I was like, dude, I was like, Pedro Pascals, why does that name sound familiar? And then I clicked on, I was like, this is a boring photo. And then I was like, wait a second, that's that dude.
Oh my god!
And he looks smug as hell, so we know it's going down.
Exactly. I didn't know what news to anticipate, but yeah, that's pretty good news. Yeah, that's. Well, it's one of those things. DC is like, hey, everybody else has done this shit. Why don't we do it? And instead of waiting for anybody to have a good story to tell, we'll just give it away in a photo.
Dude, honestly, like, I like some of their movies. I don't like other of their movies, but like, I feel like they just make some of the weirdest choices with just anything in general.
Yeah, a lot of weird choices with. I don't know. Yeah,
pretty much everything. Casting, story,
storytelling, yeah.
Setting up the next movie, use of characters,
reveals.
Villains.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I feel like they're always taking a shot. They're missing quite a few shots.
It's like they're just someone's like throwing a pitch, and they're just literally like giving it everything they got, like swinging as hard as possible. And
slow pitch softball, so they miss.
They usually miss.
Yeah, they're swinging too fast. I don't know, because they could hit a home run with the potential they have, but they're just striking out. But not every time. I mean, they've had a couple decents, but I don't know, man. Like,
I'm so pumped for that movie now. You have no idea, and it's for no reason that should exist.
Like, and I feel like they're so blatant about it. Like, we could see this movie with random people and be like, "Hey, I bet you Pedro Pascal's a bad guy," and they'd be like, "No, there's no way. He's their buddy. He's their friend." I go, "Oh yeah, really? Yeah,
dude."
Yeah.
Whoever I see that movie with, if it's not you, I'm going to tell them that because I feel like I'm going to be right, and they're going to be like, "How did you even know?" I want to be on opening night, dude. So like, there's no way.
I saw a photo a year ago. Shut up. Like, no way. Like,
I'll show them this podcast. Yeah. And like, dude, this is a trash podcast, but you're right.
God, you guys are smart. Well, that's I think it's a pretty good wrap up, huh?
Yeah.
Well, that's the end of episode 6, where we recapped Mission Impossible 4 and 5, getting ready to see Fallout tomorrow. And then once again, we've managed to discuss some of the confusing things that DC Studios is doing with their movies. And is Pedro Pascal going to be a bad guy? Ooh, we'll find out next year.
I bet we can tell from the trailer. I'm not even kidding.
Oh, probably. Well, let me know when that trailer comes out. We'll find out when the trailer comes out, and if it's not definitive, we'll find out in a year when the movie comes out, as long as it doesn't get canceled or the studio shuts down for failing epically at everything they do. Well, for Reagan Horton, I'm Ryan Money. Thanks for listening to The Decent Show, and y'all have a great night.